All right. I'm already starting to see this. So we're going to address this Halloween BS right now. Welcome back, everybody. The Presidente here with you once again. And we're going to talk about something that I see posting almost every year in the last 5 to 10 years, something like that. And it's about Halloween and about trick-or-treating and all this other stuff. Okay? People always try to justify other people's behaviors and say, oh, there must be something wrong with him. Oh, this must be going through. Oh, he must be going through something really tough. Could be. But it also could be that the guy's just an ass. Okay? So we're going to break this down. We're going to break this down right now. And I'm going to read it off the screen and then talk about it to the camera. As always goes that this Halloween, please keep in mind, the kid who is grabbing more than one piece of candy might have poor fine motor skills. Yeah, he also could be a greedy little bastard, right? It doesn't have to have some disability that you're assigning to the poor kid. He's just a greedy little bastard, a little fat guy. He wants some more candy. It's fine. Let him grab it. The kid who does not say trick or treat or thank you might be non-verbal. He's ignoring your ass. Or could be, he just doesn't have good manners. His parents never taught him that. Little snot-nosed kid off the street. Doesn't always have to have a problem. The kid or child who looks disappointed when they see your bowl might have an allergy. Or your dumbass has put fruit in the basket. Fruit! Who puts fruit and fruit roll-ups and raisin boxes on Halloween? You ought to be hung, run out of town if you're doing that. It's supposed to be healthy. No, it's not. It's Halloween. You give them lots of chocolate. You give them lots of candy loaded up with sugar. So when they go home, they eat that and then they're bouncing off the walls. It's Halloween. That's what it's for. The child who isn't wearing a costume might have sensory processing disorder or autism. Or maybe he's just like, I don't want to wear anything. I just want to go dressed as the neighbor and get some candy. Or the parents were cheapskates and didn't want to buy this in another one. Well, you use it for one night and it sits there the rest of the year and doesn't fit you anymore the next year. It ain't getting you no costume. You want them to get one of those little plastic masks for $1.50 and then go trick or treat. It's not always a medical issue, people. The person who looks too old to be trick or treating might be developmentally delayed. How come when I was trick-or-treating as a kid and when I was taking my kids trick-or-treating, I wasn't finding all these developmentally delayed kids? You found teenagers trick-or-treating without a costume and they still got some candy. It was no big deal. Why is this a big deal? It's not a big deal. Goodness gracious, people. Yeah, please be accepting, patient, and kind while you scare the living bejesus out of them coming out with a witch costume. Oh my goodness, people. Look, there's not always a medical condition. It's not always something that is it's an allergy or this and that and this and that and that. Who is interpreting all this stuff? Who's interpreting this behavior? Who's coming up with all that? Ain't nobody got time to interpret that when you're giving candy out to kids. There's a line, especially if you got good candy. You got the Kit Kats. I'm not talking about the little Tootsie Roll bag, a bunch of cheap ass candy. I'm talking about good candy. I'm talking about the mini chocolate bars and that type of stuff. If you got that, you're gonna have a line. You're gonna have a line in your door. Unbelievable, unbelievable. But that reminds me of a little joke, and I hope it offends you. So there's this kid. He goes up to the door and is trick or treating, and he has a little bit of. He had a medical condition. He had a little speech impediment. And she rings the doorbell, lady comes out and he says, trick or treat. And he holds up his little bag and she's looking at him and says, oh, that's a cute little costume. She's giving him some candy. He says, but what are you? And he says, I'm a pirate. And the lady's like, a what? He's like, a pirate. He takes out his little plastic sword and he's like, you know, a pirate. Yeah. And she's like, oh, you're a pirate. He says, yeah. She said, well, where are your buccaneers? He said, they're on my bucking head.